Hi, dancers! I just want to say congratulations on making the Orchesis Dance Club. Whether you are in one dance, five dances, 10 dances, you are part of the club, and that is amazing because it is one of the best clubs in the school. We put on one of the best dance shows in the area, and it's all because of your talent. Whether you're a dancer or a choreographer, it's all because of you. And we are here to help you through this journey. And I'm going to just go over how the club will run this year, especially even if you have been in the club before. It's different this year. So I'm going to tell you how the website's going to work, our Google Classroom, as well as the different pages that are going to be really important for navigating and running the club when we are virtual, as well as in person. So you should have been invited into the Orchesis Dance Club Google page. And if not, please contact me as soon as possible because we use this page quite a bit to house all our documents and all our announcements, and we use it throughout the school year. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this around and just walk you through the different documents and how our virtual rehearsals will be, as well as our in studio. If you are a freshman, okay, and you are taking the bus for your in studio rehearsals, you will take the first round bus from Central Campus to East Campus. I still don't know if it's the main entrance or you'll be allowed to go into the CWC entrance soon, but you will have to get your temperature taken. So maybe try CWC first. If not, try the main entrance and see who lets you in. We will try to be there for the very first week so that we can temperature check you as well as show you how to get to the dance studio if you don't know. And then we will have you dance. Now, if you are in any of the shows for a freshman, you can stay in the dance studio until your dance rehearsal time. So we get done at 2:30. By the time you get to East Campus and ready to go, it will be roughly 3 o'clock. If you have a 3:40 dance, you can stay in the dance studio as long as there is space or maybe right outside. But either way, it's very, very, very important that we stay socially distant from one another if we are in the hallway or in the dance studio. So if somebody comes by, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want you to get sick. So we have to stay far away from our friends. I'm sorry. So keep that in mind for any in studio. Now, I've had multiple people, and I will show you this, that have in studio and then the next dance is virtual or vice versa. So you are more than welcome, again, to stay in our building with your Chromebook or your phone and use our Wi-Fi, which is great, and then practice virtually. So I will try to find a space, maybe 107 or somewhere nearby, or even just the hallway, as long as you mind. We've danced in the hallway all the time, every year. Students are used to seeing it. So you might want to just buddy up with somebody who might be in the same dance, or just put your Chromebook somewhere and you will be practicing virtually. We have some space kind of around the dance studio that you can use, but just keep in mind that that might be the best option. If you live somewhat close and you have a 5-minute drive from when your rehearsal ends to to get to home, that's probably okay if you maybe like watch the video on the way home. But we are going to try to record all of the videos um, from our Google Meets, and then you will either get them emailed to you or they'll be placed on our Orchesis Dance Club Google page. So I'm going to show that to you right now. Okay, so this is our Orchesis Dance Club Google page, and you should all have access to it. If you don't, please contact me as soon as possible. Right here is where you'll access the classwork, which has a bunch of different announcements that you will need to know and navigate throughout the season. So we'll go over the important ones. Our offices are here, gives them a little bit of information. I would highly suggest joining our Remind text program. So it's a great way to ask me a question, or if you're not able to make it to rehearsals or something's going on. Choreographers, it's very important that you are on this Remind text program as well. So in case you need to cancel rehearsal, and I can maybe see if we can get the other group to come in studio, it's really important that you communicate and be responsible. Our next one is our costumes are here for our choreographers to search. I still have plenty of pictures I need to add to it. So this is ever growing and ever changing. When we are videoing at our virtual rehearsals, you are going to look here, and we're going to try to put links here for them, or you might get an email of that week. I'm not exactly sure how that works. So everything's kind of new in this situation. So that's our Orchesis Dance Club page. So we're going to go over the monthly rehearsal, the weekly rehearsal schedule, as well as the virtual meeting links. So the biggest thing to note is right over here, you have your list of every single dance and whether it's an A day or a B day or B group. So for instance, group A, all right, are all of these dances. Group B are all of these dances here. If this is important just to notice that if you were chosen for multiple dances and they rehearse at the same time, you obviously can't do that because they're rehearsing at the same time. So if you're in Carolyn's Contemporary and also make Trinity's Jazz, you will unfortunately have to choose between the two. It's really not possible to do both. So please just try your best to choose. If you're unsure of which one, go ahead and reach out to me and I can help you out. And this would be your scheduling time. So Carolyn's would be on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And then these are the other dancers too. So some people need to take note if they are in studio one day and virtual the next. We will try to work it out as much as possible. So after you know if you're in group A or B, you then need to come to the monthly schedule and you will check to see, are you in the studio or are you virtual? So next week, all of the group A's are in the studio. So they're rehearsing in person. And then group B is rehearsing virtually, or they might be re-auditioning. So if you are re-auditioning, you are going to be learning the dance of that choreographer. That would be the show choreography. And at the last maybe 10 or 15 minutes, they're going to have you audition. They understand that timing might be a little bit off because there's a lag, but they're looking for movement quality and are you able to learn that choreography in that short amount of time? So that's kind of the things that they're looking to do, as well as to make sure that you are able to make that time slot. So if you're not able to make that time slot and don't show up, unfortunately, you will not make that re-audition. Keep in mind that right here we have no school on the 2nd or the 3rd. So there will be a virtual audition that might be optional for both groups. So group A might be rehearsing virtually, or group B because we don't meet. So anytime we do not meet in person for school, we will not be doing rehearsals. So look, if you notice, no Wednesday rehearsals, no weekend rehearsals, and then when Thanksgiving and winter break come around, we will not be doing that. We might just say, now you have the videos, just make sure you stay up on the choreography and practicing because during that 2-week break of winter break, a lot of times we kind of forget. So we might just reach out and say, hey, group B, we're going to do a virtual audition halfway through winter break if you want to. So it's important to stay connected with one another so that we can make the best of this program. Then the next month, if you hover towards the bottom, I have all of November. I did have it through Thanksgiving break, so I will obviously have to change those dates. So just keep in mind that those days for Thanksgiving are not going to be any dances. Okay. So this is forever changing. So in the case that maybe there's a day off that I've missed, or we don't go back, or something happens, this monthly rehearsal will change. So keep that in mind, please. Once you know if you are practicing in the studio or virtually, you will then go to here, and the virtual links are available on this page. All of these pages are on the Google Classroom and will be in this email too. So if I have a 3 o'clock from 3 to 3:40 on a Monday, I click the Group A link and it will take me to my Google Meet. Okay. I would suggest, if you do have spotty service, maybe using your phone for the show. if you're doing a re-audition. They need to be able to see you, unfortunately. And I know that sometimes we have issues in the past. So try your best to be able to be visible when you need to. Okay, just like in class time. So that is some of the important documents. And then lastly is our timeline. The most important part to note is our show date. Okay, putting on the greatest show in Lockport, and that is the 24th and the 25th are the actual shows. So keep that in mind. If you're not able to make that week or that date, you are not able to be in the club. That entire week is very, very important. It's the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th because we have our tech and dress rehearsal as well as the 2 shows. We also do have a wonderful banquet that will happen sometime in April once we kind of see what's going on with the rules and pandemic. We also have a senior night, seniors. So we will learn our senior dance, okay, at that time. And then these are all the rehearsal dates as well. So just keep in mind, again, if we are out for any reason for winter break, we will not be meeting or rehearsing, and definitely in person. I do note some optional rehearsals because it's going to be based on what the choreographer would like to do. All right, so this will get crossed out as we continue on so that you know we've already passed the rehearsal stage, as you see. So that is pretty much it for Orchesis. If there are any questions you have whatsoever, I know this is very confusing. It's confusing because we've never been here before. We've never done our program in this manner. So we are learning as we go, and we have to be flexible because things are changing, and we will change accordingly. So thank you so much again. Congratulations for making the club, and see you soon.